RAW for April 23rd, 2018. Booked. Played out. Bet your ass we're going to talk about it now, guys. The Amplified Man. Going to spend the next half an hour to 45 minutes-ish with you guys. Can't go that much longer. A lot to do today. When I say a lot, I mean today starts a crazy 60-plus days for the Amplified Man. That's why this Friday will be the last video for a while, guys. But we'll get to more of that in a little bit. Last night was just to get us to Greatest Royal Rumble. You guys know that, man. You guys know the deal. 10 huge matches at the Greatest Royal Rumble. They're just trying to get us over to that. I expect tonight's SmackDown to be much more the same. Next week, I hope to see more dramatics and more over-the-top entertainment, things that will really intrigue us for Backlash a week later. But this is really their minds, WWE, creative, everybody is right now in Saudi Arabia already, mentally. So last night, they just drew together Tag Team Mania. I think we only saw 2 singles matches last night, guys. Everything else was tag teams. Even the main event was a 10-woman tag match. That's all that was. Before I get to all that, I want to first just touch up on the rumor that Roman Reigns' segment, that there was plants. I want to just tell you guys right now, that's not the case. They didn't hire people. A plant is somebody that they hire, they sit down there, and they have a job to do. That was not the case, though. I just wish people did more research before they just blab out just what they think or just rumors. It's because then it takes on a life of its own. Guys, they were not. The official word is, or at least that we're getting, is that these were fans, legit fans that showed up. If you take a look at who they are, you would kind of think St. Louis, that's St. Louis, man. It was a mixture of just everybody, and they were just, you could tell they're just pure wrestling fans. They were seated all across the arena. WWE had people go out to the arena and ask who, or this could have been done. There's conflicting reports of when this was done. It could have been when they first came in as well, once they actually handed over their tickets. Wherever it was done, they were asked their favorite wrestler. When they said Roman Reigns, they asked, how passionate are you? When Roman comes out, are you inclined to cheer? Things of those natures. Those were the questions they were asked. Those individuals that answered absolutely or fuck yeah or hell yeah, they were upgraded to the front seats. So yes, it was a plant-like situation, but they weren't actually plants. The actual plants for WWE are paid individuals with a specific job to do. These were actual people that are Roman fans up front for whatever reason. That's awesome for them. Good for them. Apparently, they answered the questions correctly. They are passionate. They're when Roman comes out, they're gonna cheer because that's how passionate they are. And when Roman came out, that's what they did. And the camera was perfectly placed. They knew they were on TV. They knew what they got upgraded for. So in a roundabout way, you could use the plant term, but it's not actually plants. These were legit fans. I do want to let you guys know that there's a big difference. They weren't just people, actors paid. Or they didn't just pick out fans and go, hey, we'll pay you, cheer on Roman, you know. They could have done whatever they wanted. Once they were in the front rows, man, they could have just fucking sat there, booed, flipped the camera off, flipped Roman off. But they played along with exactly why they got to the front row. They were actually legit Roman fans. WWE was shady, though, that they put them all together in one melting pot and they fucking panned on them. So that was brilliant for them. But everybody else could see through the bullshit. But let's use the term plant a little loosely on this one because they weren't actually actors that were paid or of that nature. They were legit Roman fans. They told WWE beforehand. They were doing surveys and shit of that nature. And they said, yeah, man, we'll absolutely cheer Roman when we come in. We're passionate fans. Every company does that, guys. As an actor, you would be surprised at all the fucking roles that there is for passionate fucking people willing to be on camera and do this and that, and passionate about the New York Knicks, passionate about Coca-Cola, tell your story, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You see all of that in New York City, all of that in Los Angeles, Atlanta, Georgia, another big acting melting pot, man. They want people that are willing to be on camera, you know? In that case, it's not actors, it's professional wrestling fans. These were actually legit fans. They showed up. They took a little bit of a survey. WWE Suits and Ties thought, you know what? Perfect. You come with us. They put together about 10 or 15 of their best Roman passionate fan base. They put them in one little Melton section. That's how it was, guys. So hopefully that's some more details that clarifies this a little bit. Because everybody's wondering, like, wow, that was weird. The camera is right on 15 of the only Roman fans. Okay, not only, but really passionate. I mean, when's the last time we saw Roman fans that passionate, man? And all's Roman did. Can we talk about all Roman did? Roman went out. First of all, we had to suffer through a fucking Paul Heyman 10-minute... We all agree Paul Heyman is great on the microphone. We all agree that for a while, we could listen to Paul Heyman all day. But when you start to just regurgitate the same bullshit that's trying to put over a guy that nobody really wants to be put over in that spot, then it becomes bullshit. It becomes redundant and it becomes regurgitated, nauseating bullshit. So as much as we love Paul Heyman, he's trying to get over the same point, the same concept, the same storyline, and the same motherfucking Samoan that nobody wants to see. And he's doing it in the same fucking way. He's not being fucking creative about it. For Paul Heyman has to reinvent himself, I should say, every fucking month, it would seem. That's how good he is. He's a victim of his own success. But Paul Heyman doesn't reinvent himself. He goes out there and he does the same shit. The only difference is now it's getting longer and longer. So Brock Lesnar just sits there for 10 minutes looking like, I don't know what the fuck, man. He has these moments of adrenaline, then he has moments of, like, depression. If you watch Brock Lesnar during the whole promo, he goes through every fucking emotion you could think of. And I don't know if that's necessarily good. I think Brock starts thinking about what he's having for dinner that night, why Paul Heyman is actually giving this promo. Anyway, we got 10 to 15 minutes of fucking Paul Heyman going at it, going off at the fucking mouth, and then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns' music hits. Now, not only is Roman Reigns not going to get over with the majority of the fans ever, but now I feel his character's even getting stale. What is his character anymore? I mean, now he's doing what made Randy Orton boring and stale? He started becoming so methodical and not adding definition to his character. So when Randy Orton's music hits, he just slowly comes to the ring, right? He's the Viper. That's his character, BC. No, that's stale and boring if you're not going to add definition to your character. So he slowly comes to the ring. I hear voices and blah, 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 blah. 10 minutes later, he's almost up there with The Undertaker's entrance. Roman Reigns' music now hits, and he just slowly comes out looking at the crowd. That is a heel. That is what a heel is supposed to do. What are we not understanding here? His character is slowly going more and more toward a heel. But it better happen quicker than later or sooner than later, because I'm telling you right now, the character's getting stale. It's getting even more boring. Takes him forever to get down to the ring, step by step, to each one of his dun-dun, 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 step for step. Come on, man. And then he gets in the ring. So now we endured, at this point, 20 minutes of this bullshit. Paul Heyman's promo, and you got Roman slowly coming down to the fucking ring, like we're gonna see some badass fucking brawl, right? Or something fucking cool. I don't care if he's got stitches in the head or not. Let's fucking reopen him. Roman Reigns gets in the ring, and he says, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, St. Louis, but I'm coming back home with that Universal Championship. Believe that. Mic drop. Backs up to the ropes. He gets, like, scared when he hits the ropes, it looks like. He didn't even know they were there. He looks at Brock, and he fucking tucks his tail between his legs, and he takes off. And Brock's in the ring like, that was it, motherfucker? Like, where I come from, if you tell someone you're gonna punch him in the face, you better right there and then punch him in the face. You don't tell someone you're gonna punch him in the face and then walk off. I'm gonna take your championship one way or the other. But I gotta go. My mom's making me some hot chocolate. Bye. And he takes off. And Brock's in the ring like, the fuck, motherfucker? I'm ready to beat you up. That's your top face? That's your big dog? One way or the other, St. Louis, I'm gonna get that belt back. Believe it. Believe me and believe it and believe that and believe everything. Believe things. Believe it. Believe everyone. Believe shit. Believe in believing. And he mic drops and he fucking takes off. And 20 minutes later, we don't know what the fuck it was all about. It took you 20 minutes to do that. this has nothing to do with ego, man. If I was in the top spot of writing and booking, man, do you know how much cool shit I could do with 10 minutes? Half of that time. 10 minutes, I could drive home the point that even with Roman Reigns and Brock, yet again, you need to see it at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Instead, we get 20 minutes, and still nobody's interested in the shit. It'll be in a steel cage. It's mind-boggling to me, the first 20 minutes of Monday Night Raw. That was one of the worst things you could have done with Roman Reigns, man. Honestly, it's almost like they took more time doing the survey and gathering the Roman Reigns fans for the first front rows so they could be cheering on him and the camera could show that. They spent more time trying to get that together than the segment between Reigns and Lesnar. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was horribly booked. I thought it was horribly performed. So from booking to the performers, everything alike, man, that was just fucking bad. It starts with the writing. How can you give Roman Reigns that to regurgitate, knowing that Roman Reigns isn't really great on the mic anyway, not even good. Once in a while, he has a gem here and there. But people just aren't captivated when he's speaking. That's a problem. If people aren't captivated when you're speaking, nobody's going to be interested in you anyway on the microphone or when you're cutting a promo. And that's a good part of the business. Unless you're somebody like a Ronda Rousey or a Brock Lesnar that don't need to talk. They just, make you believe in their physicality. Unless you're that, you're going to need to get on that mic at times. And you're going to need to captivate people. Roman doesn't do that shit. So, you have to go to his strength, which is brawling. I don't care if you got fucking staplers or not. You're 4 days, now it's 3 days, away from the Greatest Royal Rumble. You got to go in there ready to bash skulls. Ready to reopen that wound. You got to go in there and have the wrestlers, the referees all breaking up this brawl. But BC, we've seen that so many times before. The big brawl with the wrestlers and the referees. Yes! And what does it do every time? Gives you goosebumps, doesn't it? It doesn't fail every time. It works. It gives you the sense that these two motherfuckers hate each other passionately. And you leak it out to the backstage, and what I said for WrestleMania's build-up was you even leak it out into the streets. Somebody was like, BC, we've seen the big brawl. No, we've never seen people go into Atlanta's streets, because it was Atlanta Monday Night Raw, and I said, that's where the brawl should end up. Literally, bouncing off cars in the street of Atlanta. You could book that shit. You could rehearse that. You could have the permits to shut off the street for an hour. It would only take fucking 10 minutes, but you could do all this cool shit. They choose not to. Let's give Paul a 15 to 20 minute promo. Let's have Roman go out there, cut one line, because that's all WWE probably has faith in him cutting. And so be it, man. Such is life. There we go. There's your main event for the Greatest Royal Rumble, just like WrestleMania, just like the past WrestleManias. Lesnar reigns, and just like the past matches that they've had, this one coming up in 3 days, still nobody cares about, and it's inside of a steel cage. They have to do better with this Roman bullshit. I don't know how many times I have to say this, week after week. Now the character is even stale and fucking boring to me. I don't know what's going on, man. At this point, it's heel or nothing. I don't care if anybody's fucking BC. You say the same thing every week. Roman needs to turn heel. It has to happen. This isn't just my opinion. This is needed for Roman, for the company. And here's a little fucking, a little added bonus. How about all of the fans? Even Roman fans. Passionate Roman Reigns fans. You're going to get a better Roman Reigns if he is heel, I assure you. I'm going to shut up about it, guys, because that's just going to fucking piss me off even more. Just thinking about just a horrible booking toward WrestleMania. The horrible booking to the Greatest Royal Rumble that they've done with Roman and Lesnar. And they've had a full year to book this, by the way. They knew they were going Roman and Brock a year ago. Moving on, guys. I said there was only 2 singles matches last night, right? Everything else was tag team schmazes and even a 10-woman tag match at the very end. And the reason is because they have so much fucking talent now. WWE is over-talented now. It's over fucking populated, I should say. I don't know if it's over-talented. They have a lot of talent. But it's overpopulated. And there's just too much talent. So now what WWE is forced to do is throw their top talent together. Bray and Matt Hardy. Seth Rollins and Finn. Lashley and Strowman. Dolph and McIntyre. I mean, they're just throwing some of their top talent together and hoping for the best. Hoping to swing for that Hail Mary fucking ball out of the park. I just mixed two sports there. The Hail Mary into the end zone and the home run out of the park. How's that? But that's what they're hoping for. 2 singles matches last night. That was Bobby Roode taking the L to Elias. Huge win for Elias, guys. And when I say huge, I mean like catastrophic. Because if you think about where Elias was WrestleMania weekend, man, getting destroyed by John Cena and then 24 hours later getting destroyed by Bobby Lashley. This was looking like Elias was going to be that heel clown for Vince McMahon. What Rusev used to be for Vince. Kind of still is. What am I saying? He's about to be buried alive in 3 days. Or at least put in the casket. That's what Rusev was. Oh, The Rock's coming in. We got The Rock. Great. We got to make him look super dominant, strong, and we need a goofball to work with him. Let's put Rusev in there. Remember Brooklyn? That's basically what Elias was. All right, we'll do this with John Cena before The Undertaker. Let's throw Elias in there. Just have him get chumped out in 2 minutes. Bobby Lashley's coming up. Debut. Let's throw Elias in there. Let's have him get chumped out in 2 minutes. Elias was walking that fine line of being put into that clowner, jobber, obscurity type role for a heel, and that's bad because Elias has the talent, the look, Elias has the mic skills, Elias has a lot going for him. He's almost the total package if he keeps working at all of the above. But he was about to go take that wrong turn, man. Booking was about to book him horribly. They already were. And then all of a sudden last night, a huge win over the new Raw talent, Bobby Roode. That was huge, guys. I don't know if this is just for a week, if this is just for next week he's going to start losing again. I have no idea, but that was a big win when you thought Bobby Roode, he's new to the Raw roster. There's no way they're going to have Bobby Roode lose this match. No, Elias took the fucking W. A roll-up, yes, maybe even have the tights, I believe. But you know what? A W is a fucking W in the column. Elias, huge fucking win. Just like the only other singles match last night. Chad Gable defeating Jinder Mahal. They gave them over 10 minutes time too, probably because they knew it was the only other singles match. So they actually had ample time, and Gable showing what he can do in that ring for 5'8", taking on that colossal fucking Jinder Mahal stature. Gable gets the job done. And I know you could think, well, Mahal needed the victory just as much as Gable, wouldn't you say, BC? Not necessarily. Mahal's going to be just fine. We already know Mahal's kind of out of that main event picture, and he's kind of in that mid-card. But I think Mahal is securely in that mid-card. Whether you want to see him there or not, Mahal's good there. Gable's the one that really needs to put some fucking momentum together. When he started those singles wins over on SmackDown, that's when Shelton Benjamin came in and he got tied down again. So what we need now from Chad Gable is to re-show everybody that, yes, on his own, as a singles competitor, he's legit and he's badass and he can go. Not only go, but he can collect W's along the way. That was huge for Gable more than it was Mahal losing. So, big wins by Elias and Gable last night. Now we talk about this tag team Schmaz Mania, I call it, man. They threw everyone together last night, and they hoped for the best. It was actually entertaining. I know a lot of people are like, oh, BC's probably despising this Raw. It's all tag teams. But it was entertaining because you had such good talent in there. They were putting on great match after, okay, maybe not great, really good match after really good match, I felt. And again, with so much talent, it's cool to see him in the ring. I just don't know long-term if they can keep doing this. If they keep doing this every week, isn't this going to be like the women's fucking 6 women tag matches that they were always having? 3-on-3, and then it was another 3-on-3, and then it was the rehashed 3-on-3 from the week before. Before you know it, all these teams are kind of already taking on each other 100 times. So it was cool last night because it was something different. But if they keep doing this, which it looks like they are, because there's so much talent, looks like this is the new road that Vince McMahon wants to travel on. He wants to just have tag team match after tag team match. Not even necessarily for the tag team division, like for the belts. Just like mixing it up, all this talent in the ring together. I think that's where Vince McMahon was headed for a long time. And now with so much overpopulated talent, I think this is the only option he feels he can deliver. But we'll go over to some of the matches real quick. I mean, you had Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy looking awesome together. I am starting to really fucking like this team, actually. I first said put Bray over on SmackDown. Let him be a leader of his own Woken universe over there. Matt Hardy over here on Raw with his own broken universe. Two different broken universes under the same fucking... Two different divisions of the universe, I should say, under the same actual universe in itself. The Woken universe. I thought that would have been an awesome storyline. And Bray's working with a different clique over there, Matt over there. But let me tell you, man, sticking them together, not a bad consolation prize because they look awesome last night. If that's any indication, then in a few days, Friday, give them the straps. Let them fucking ride with it because they are fucking dynamite as a tag team. I'd much rather see them than Sheamus and Cesaro together. So, I'll even go boldly here, guys, and say that they might be my new favorite tag team. Bray Wyatt and Matt, just from what I saw last night, something about that team, man. And that's just their first couple of weeks working together. Imagine 6 months, 7 months down the road if they kept them together. Now, you could say it sucks to see Bray in a tag team. Sucks to see Matt back in a tag team when he just got away from Jeff. But you know what? If it's dynamite, if it works, if it's super entertaining, and if we enjoy it and are having fun with it, and they are, and their star power just rises, then I say roll with it. This Friday is going to show a lot. Another performance I want to see with Bray and Matt, and it's also going to show where we go with the tag straps. Do Bray and Matt this early in their tag run get the straps? Usually I'm not a fan of that. But with this team... Man, I want to see them reach new heights. Soar. Like fucking motherfucking WWE never gave you the rocket to do. Do it on your own now. They put you together. They probably just wanted to put you in, sweep you under the rug. No. If they allow you to get those tag straps, you show them why. You deserve those motherfuckers. You deserve it. Get those tag straps Friday and roll with it. If you don't get the tag straps Friday, then it looks like we're going to get another 6 months of Sheamus and fucking Cesaro. What else last night, guys? But by the way, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, they defeated, who was it? Fucking, shit, guys. The Ascension. Wow. How forgettable are they anyway, right? Connor and fucking Victor. It's good to see at least that they'll still continue to be jobbers on Raw, just like they were on SmackDown. Because again, what do I always say about Connor and Victor? How do they even land WWE gigs is beyond me. Fucking horrendous. I love Corey Graves during that match. Corey was actually... Booker T was talking about like how they have some of the NXT talent just doesn't quite click on the main roster. And Corey Graves is like, yeah, it's like baseball in AAA, man. Some of the AAA guys, they're good in that small pond, but when they get up to the big boys, they don't have that same mojo, is basically what Corey Graves was saying. And I just thought that was funny. That's like a little dig to Triple H. Like, you guys are the minors, you know what I mean? Like, you're the B League. And you have, big fish in a small pond. But when they get to the big boys, those little fish are those big fish are gonna become the little fish in the big pond. And they're gonna end up drowning. So I wonder how Triple H on headset in the back really felt about that Corey Graves slight. Yeah, because Triple H tries to look at NXT as like a viable competition, But it's true. A lot of the NXT guys, big fish, small pond, man. When they get to the big boys, it's a different beast. Not all of them are gonna, be somebody. The Ascension were somebodies down in NXT. How, I don't know. They got to the main roster, they're exactly what they should be. Clowns. They got no fucking talent. Have you guys ever watched a real Ascension match carefully? Unfortunately, I did. It's fucking horrible. And then I continue to do it to make sure I'm not missing anything. They're nothing special. In fact, they're below average. That's my Ascension rant. Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy continue to pick up steam into Friday's Greatest Royal Rumble, where they try to pick up the Raw tag strap. Should be a huge fucking match. They also put together last night Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre again. They took out Titus Worldwide. And Dolph and McIntyre are looking dominant like Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. It's looking fucking awesome with Dolph and McIntyre. Now, eventually this will lead to McIntyre turning on Dolph, or who knows, maybe vice versa. But McIntyre will eventually go on his own, so relax. It's good to see everyone so high on McIntyre, but like I feel like if you go on social media, some people are looking at him like the second coming since Christ. Guys, yes, he was, the promo he cut last night, I was like, that's fucking awesome. Great promo, McIntyre. It's a totally different McIntyre from what we last saw in WWE or TNA or fucking even NXT. This McIntyre is the real deal. The look, his promo, he can go in the ring, absolutely. But social media is like doing weird shit. Like, man, I'm seeing crazy shit like, he's the next champion. If not, this is bullshit. Relax, man. What do you mean? You're already calling bullshit. He's in a cool thing with Dolph right now. I'm enjoying this. It's the old school Shawn Michaels Diesel thing. I'm not comparing them to Shawn Michaels and Diesel because fuck no. Shawn Michaels and Diesel were on a whole nother level. But I'm saying it's like that type of a deal. They can both go in the ring. Dolph is obviously a great antagonizer mouthpiece. And now you're looking at McIntyre. He's got obviously the presence, but he can also go on the mic. So a tandem almost like Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Again, they were on a whole nother level. I'm not comparing them, but it reminds me of that. I'm loving it. Let them see where they go, and then when they finally turn, it'll be an ultimate payoff. But it's not bullshit if McIntyre not only doesn't get the Universal Championship right away, it's not even bullshit if he doesn't become a heavyweight champion in the next year or two. Let the motherfucker ride it out. I can already see where this is going. In about a week or two, we're already going to be seeing and hearing, "You deserve it," chants for Drew McIntyre. The fuck out of here. I just admitted his presence, his mic skills, his performance is fucking awesome. And he's gonna be somebody. He already is. That doesn't mean you gotta throw heavyweight championships on him yet. Relax. Fuck, man. His first actual match over on Raw on the main roster was last night, and social media is already crowning him a new champion. And I'm seeing shit like it better happen sooner. This is bullshit. Stop it. Please, man, stop. I ask. Use your common sense, man. So that was McIntyre and Dolph winning their match, their tag match. I keep wanting to call it mixed tag. I call it mixed because it's just two single stars thrown together. But I know mixed is the women, obviously, with a guy. But, you know, I mean, it's still awkward sometimes when they just throw people together. What's weird here is that they're actually working so well together. Matt Hardy and Bray, Dolph and McIntyre. And again, that was over Titus Worldwide. And then they threw together also Seth Rollins and Finn Balor last night. We always knew they work well together. They defeated Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they come out to like the Miz's music still or something? I forget, man. I don't know why I'm thinking that. But I don't think they had new music. But Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, they obviously get dropped by Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. We weren't done yet. There was more crazy tag teams, too. Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman took out Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Before I get to that match, can I just say, beforehand, they had the Kevin and Sami show. And this is obviously has to replace Miz TV because Miz is over on SmackDown. So they need a new TV show. I loved it. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were like that rated R, like Howard Stern type show where nothing is off limits. And they just started saying anything. Sami Zayn at one point said it's good to see Rusev's wife, Lana, actually give him permission for the casket match at Greatest Royal Rumble. Guys, legit LOL. Like, that was awesome. The whole crowd was like, oh, he did not go there. Fucking awesome. And he continued to give digs throughout the night about certain topics. It was great. So I'm loving this Kevin and Sami show. And what the best part was their first guest was Kurt Angle. And for the guest, like Sami and Kevin get this nice desk with these nice comfortable seats. And the guest, which in this case was Kurt Angle, he gets like those little folding picnic chairs. This little thing, it looks like it's for a toddler, like 10-year-old Nicholas can sit there. And then you pat him on his head and give him a treat. So Kurt Angle actually like obliges it. He sits in this little chair and it's the funniest picture. I'm picturing it right now, man. It's the funniest mental image I could come up with today, man. It's Kurt Angle, this little tiny chair. This big dude, Kurt Angle. I fucking loved it, man. The whole show, Kevin and Sami show, I hope they continue this. And I hope they continue to give them free reign on whatever they say. Because it was absolutely fucking awesome. But as far as competition, Sami and Kevin looked like chumps last night. And how could they not? They were going against Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, guys. And I sent out a tweet too, speaking of Strowman in a tag team, and it was a funny little tweet, and that's, but it's how I truly do feel as well. And that was, my question for you guys. What's the best part about the greatest Royal Rumble being on in the afternoon on a Friday? Answer, that 10-year-old Nicholas will be trapped in school, and he won't be in the WWE ring. So that's the best part about the greatest Royal Rumble being on Friday in the afternoon. You know, little Nicholas will be in school where he should be. He will not be winning the tag strap. Yes, victory. Unfucking real that we have to fucking be happy about a kid being in school. That's what WWE booking has come to. But, Lashley and Strowman together, man, obviously they just destroyed Zayn and Owens. And when I say destroyed, this was mostly Strowman. Strowman just beat the fuck out of Kevin. Does anyone even know if Kevin Owens has a pulse this morning? Braun Strowman annihilated poor Kevin Owens. And after the match, they panned down to Kevin Owens for a split second. He didn't move. Not a finger. His face was implanted on the outside in the mat where the steps are. Zayn, he was killed in the ring. That was insane. It makes you see, man, Lashley and Strowman would be an ultimate unit. I mean, that's one tandem that would eliminate one of my favorite tag teams, Authors of Pain. I don't see how Authors of Pain, that would be a collision. Authors of Pain, Lashley and Strowman. Fuck yeah, man. But I don't know if Strowman and Lashley are going to be a long-term plan like they're doing with McIntyre and Dolph. Like they're doing with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I don't know if they're going to continue to do that. Vince is one of those people that if he likes what he saw last night, which I'm guessing he did, you're going to continue to see Lashley and Strowman. And let's be honest, what more can you do with Strowman anyway? I don't see him being the one to take the strap off of Seth Rollins. I don't think Vince is going to go good guy in that type of aspect with Strowman and Seth. Because they're trying to build up Seth. You can't have him just get killed by Strowman in the process. And he's obviously not going to be the one to take out Vince's baby boy, Roman. Because you can't do that with Strowman, and we've already seen that several times with Strowman and Roman. What else is left for Strowman? They literally have nothing for him. Don't believe me? Look what they had for him at WrestleMania. One of your biggest talents. A guy you built up so epically in the year before WrestleMania. What did they have for him? They put him with a 10-year-old kid. Had him win the belts for like 22 hours, and then he handed it right back over the next night. They had nothing. That clearly shows you they had nothing. And now they're throwing him with Bobby Lashley. Again, this is a weird scenario for me because I loved it last night. It was entertaining as fuck. It was cool to see. But does it lose its luster as the weeks go by? If we start seeing all these teams redundantly every week, this could be a bad thing waiting to happen, guys. It was fun and entertaining last night. Might not be if we start seeing this every single week. It remains to be seen. Again, I think their heads are all right now already at the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. 60,000 plus fans. I think Vince and WWE is already mentally there. And that's why last night we seen a shitload of tag schmaz matches. But I also think because there's so much talent, what else can you do with them? You have to throw them together if you want to utilize them. It's a sticky situation that they find themselves in. I think that was it for the tag matches, guys. If I missed anything, it's so much, you know what I mean? And I'm going off the cuff. I have no notes today. I'm just literally going from my intuition from last night. I'm going off of just pure fucking memory. So I want to get right into and I know you guys got a lot to do on this Tuesday. I know I'm already running late as per usual. So I want to get right to the 10-women tag match main event. This was the Riot Squad mixed in with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. And they were taking on Nia Jax, the champion, Natalya, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Ember Moon. Have I mentioned lately that I fucking love Ember Moon? Have I mentioned lately that I fucking love Sasha Banks? So it was cool to see them in a fucking team, let me tell you. And we saw some good shit from Sasha and some especially good shit from Ember Moon last night. And they showed you why Ember Moon. Future champion, many times over. It was a decent subpar match. I was expecting a little bit more, but it had its fun moments for sure. We'll go right into the ending, which was kind of odd because you had Natalya playing off an injury from Mickie James. And Mickie James is kind of gloating and putting the beating more onto Mickie James. But can I just say on Natalya, can I just say before that, Nia Jax, there was a spot where all these females were on the outside. Nia Jax was supposed to like dive into all of them. It just looks like Nia Jax just fucking fell on him. She tried to get some steam, but she just like goes, whoop, and plops. And poor Ember Moon, which correct me if I'm wrong, aren't they on the same team? Ember Moon was the one at the bottom of it. Ember Moon took the blunt of that fucking fall. Because that's what it was. It was a fall. It was not a dive. Ember Moon is just laid out. I felt so bad for Ember, man, taking the blunt of that. But yes, back to the ending. Mickie James taking out Natalya. Ronda Rousey's music hits. Rousey comes down to the ring. Goes to help up Natalya. Mickie James does a baseball slide into Ronda. Ronda gets knocked down, but only for like 3 seconds. And Ronda looks up with that fucking stare that I love, that mugshot. And the camera is perfect. It's on the other side of the ring, so it's beaming through the ring. And you just see Ronda's eyes. And she's not happy. She gets in the ring. Mickie goes to attack her. Ronda drops her in 0.1 seconds, if even. Gets her in the armbar, snaps that motherfucker back, rolls out of the ring to help up her friend. All of this happened in like within 10 seconds. That's how fucking fast Ronda Rousey is. Just like she was the greatest in UFC history ever, whether you like it or not, she just was. There'll never be anybody in UFC history, whatever your excuses, exposed, and strikers came up, and there wasn't the level of competition like there is now. Obviously, fucking Sherlock, competition should always get better. Competition always has to come up to whoever the best is at that point. Otherwise, there'll never be competition. Nobody will ever be as dominant in seconds consecutively beating human beings in the MMA like Ronda Rousey. I promise you. Nobody will ever be as dominant, and that's why she'll forever be the most dominant female ever. Like it or not, I've spoken. I've said it. My word is bond. And just like that, she goes into a WWE ring, and in 10 fucking seconds, she's taking out motherfuckers, helping up her friend, and she's already exited. That's how fast she is. That's how great she is. She was beating motherfuckers up in 14 seconds in the UFC. She's taking out motherfuckers in 6 seconds here. Loved it. It's believable. Realistic. That's what I love about, oh, Mickie looked weak, beastie. No, she didn't. In real life, Ronda Rousey was taking people out in 14 seconds. So in real life, she can take out a WWE superstar in 14 seconds. Sorry, it's believable. It's all about the booking, man. Mickey's going to be just fine. Mickey's going to have something here, it looks like, with Natalya. And eventually, Natalya is going to turn on Ronda. And then you're going to see, really, Ronda play the dirty... I'm sorry, fucking Natalya play dirty tricks on Ronda. Get in her head. Fuck with her. Low blows. Cheating. Show her that this isn't MMA. You might be able to take me out in 20 seconds in MMA. But I know in this ring, I know how to work myself around. I'm not only going to drag this out way more than 14 seconds, 20 seconds... I'm going to fucking try and beat your ass in this WWE ring. That's going to be the story being told. And mentally, she's getting to Ronda. I could tell this story 100 beautiful ways if I was head of creative. So you're damn right, they better come out with at least one way to keep this going. I love that last night. And it all ended on a DQ because of that. So the heel team ends up winning. Riot Squad, Alexa, Mickie. So it was a tainted victory. But again, we got to see Ronda in a badass way. And I don't think Vince McMahon put a lot of stock in that main event anyway. Because I think he knew his majority of the viewers were in the first couple of hours anyway. So I think he even had NBA playoffs on. So it is what it is, man. Being a Ronda Rousey fan, you guys know I fucking loved it. I know a lot of people were like, oh, man, I want to see the faces win. Dude. I want to see a clear-cut victor, man. Well... you didn't, all right? You didn't. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. And that was Monday Night Raw. It cut over to Booker T, who was replacing Jonathan Coachman, which I'm thrilled about. When Coachman came to Raw, I was thrilled. I was like, yeah, Coachman, man, he's good. Goodbye, Booker T. Never understood you anyway. Now seeing Booker T, I'm like, thank goodness Booker's back. Like, stay. Please don't go. I'll make you muffins. I'll make you a cup of tea. Please, just stay. Booker T and Corey Graves play well off each other, obviously, from that whole fucking thing that Booker did on his podcast, which I believe, again, was total shoot. And then Corey Graves was like, man, are we cool? And Booker's like, yeah, man, I'll fuck with you. You know, I'll fuck with you, man. You just relax. I won't hurt you, I don't think. You know, but I think there was real tension there from Boom Booker left, you know. Booker has to leave Raw. Corey's still there. Come on, man. But they play well off each other last night, and that's how Raw ended. It cut to them three, and they were just talking about the greatest Royal Rumble. We fade to black. We go off the air. Weird Monday Night Raw, man. Tag Schmaz Mania, I called it. Only 2 singles matches. But again, weird because even though it was Tag Schmaz Mania, and I hate that shit usually, I thought it was entertaining as fuck last night. I enjoyed that Monday Night Raw. Going ahead and forward, I don't know. I think after the Greatest Royal Rumble, next week's Monday and next week's SmackDown, I think you really got to start building up a lot more special, epic, entertaining shit for Backlash, because that's only 1 week later. I expect a lot more next week than we saw this week, but it was at least entertaining. And this looks to be the new direction of WWE, guys. A lot of singles competitors thrown together to make up tag teams. We got to see if that is indeed the case going forward, like I said. Greatest Royal Rumble is looking like a second WrestleMania. Whether you think it's predictable or not, doesn't really matter. 7 championship matches, a 50-person Royal Rumble match, 2 huge exhibition matches, Cena and Triple H, and then you have Rusev and Undertaker casket match. It's huge, guys. No women. For some reason, WWE does not feel comfortable, along with rules and regulations that Saudi Arabia have with the women. I believe, guys, the rules is, or maybe it changed, I have no idea, but for a long time, maybe it still is the rule, that women cannot attend without their husbands. So I think it's something like that, or maybe they stopped that rule. Something with the women over there, WWE and Saudi Arabia don't feel comfortable with the women competing. So you have this huge WrestleMania-esque type card, 10 huge matches, 7 championships on the line. No women's championships will be on the line, guys. The Universal, the World will both be up. The US, the IC will both be up. The Raw and SmackDown tags will both be up. The Cruiserweight Championship will be up for grabs. But there will be no women's matches. That's kind of a step back in this women's evolution. That's kind of sad to see. Hopefully the rest of the countries can see that women wrestling isn't really harming anything. But, you know, other countries have standards, man. You really can't, you know, unless you're there, unless you're living it, you don't know. You know, so I can't speculate. You can't really speculate. We can think what we think is right. WWE, Saudi Arabia does not feel right putting the women in there, and that's where we're at. 10 matches, no women. I'm going to shut the fuck up now, guys, so we can all go about our Tuesdays. Big week on the channel. Obviously, tomorrow, SmackDown review reaction. But also, Thursday, I'm going to have amplified booking. A lot of you guys were wondering, am I going to do an amplified booking for Greatest Royal Rumble? I am. And we're going to do that Thursday, where amplified Q&A usually is. So that'll be Thursday, amplified booking. And then Friday morning at around 8 a.m. So this is Eastern time. So 3 hours before the pre-show for Greatest Royal Rumble, which is 11 a.m. Eastern time. 8 a.m. So I think in California, wouldn't that be like fucking 5 a.m.? Sorry, guys. Get up at 5 a.m. to hear my amplified Q&A. But at around 8 a.m., I am going to post up an amplified Q&A. It might be a condensed version, maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes. But it'll be a little something for you guys to get ready for the pre-show for Greatest Royal Rumble, which is 11 o'clock Eastern Time, a.m. And then at 12 noon Eastern Time is the Greatest Royal Rumble. It's expected to be another 4-hour event at this time. That's what we're hearing. So a huge day. Again, starts here on the channel, amplified Q&A, early morning. Then we go into the pre-show at 11. Then at noon, the actual event. And then after Greatest Royal Rumble, about 2 hours afterwards, check the channel, guys, the BC Amplified channel, and I will have the good, the bad, and the ugly out. So 2 videos this Friday, amplified Q&A before the Greatest Royal Rumble, and the good, the bad, and the ugly after the Greatest Royal Rumble. So this Friday, a full day of wrestling on this channel and with WWE. So it's a fun week. An extension of WrestleMania is what I'm calling it. Amplified Man's cashing the fuck out. Lots of coffee. And guys, I mean a shitload of fucking coffee, man. This is one of those days I'm doing like 10 fucking cups. I don't give a fuck. We might be off the wall. We might have the old heart attack. Who knows? But we're gonna fucking down a lot. We have a lot to do today. We're already running late. We gotta down that coffee. We gotta whoop that fucking ass. Anybody stares at you wrongly today. Anybody gives you a sly look. Everybody gives you a derogatory comment. You put those motherfuckers in their place today. We ain't putting up with any shit. We got moxie today, baby. Be motherfucking C, and we're out! check you.